Welcome to the latest addition to our channel. 110 random facts that will blow your mind. Let's go. Number 1. At 2,500 miles long, the immense system of Martian canyons known as Valles Marineris is more than 10 times as long as the Grand Canyon on Earth. Valles Marineris escaped the notice of early Mars spacecraft, which flew over other parts of the planet, and was finally spotted by the global mapping mission Mariner 9 in 1971. And what a sight it was to miss. Valles Marineris could stretch from coast to coast of the entire United States. Number 2. In 1895, Ohio had just 2 registered cars in the entire state. Despite this incredibly low number, these 2 vehicles somehow managed to collide, making it one of history's earliest car accidents. This ironic and improbable event underscores the challenges of early automotive technology, where roads were rudimentary and driving was a new skill. It also reflects how cars quickly gained cultural significance, sparking innovation in traffic systems. Number 3. In 1919, Boston experienced one of the most unusual disasters in history, when a giant molasses tank holding over 2 million gallons burst open. The wave of molasses swept through the city at a startling 35 miles per hour, flattening buildings, overturning vehicles, and trapping people in its sticky flow. The disaster claimed 21 lives, injured over 150, and caused months of cleanup. It highlighted the risks of industrial negligence, leading to stricter safety regulations. Number 4. Robert Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's son, had the eerie distinction of being present at 3 separate presidential assassinations. He was there when his father was killed in 1865, witnessed President Garfield's assassination in 1881, and arrived shortly after McKinley was fatally shot in 1901. Following McKinley's death, he declined all invitations to public events, fearing his presence brought bad luck. Despite this, Robert remained a respected political figure throughout his life. Number 5. As a child, Alexander the Great was scolded for burning 2 fistfuls of rare incense during a sacrificial ritual, seen as wasteful excess. Years later, after capturing Gaza, an incense-rich region, Alexander sent his former teacher 18 tons of the prized material as a gift, showcasing his vast wealth and defiance. This gesture symbolized his larger-than-life personality, his penchant for extravagance, and his determination to turn past criticisms into triumphant statements of power. Number 6. The first known political cartoon dates back to ancient Egypt. It depicted Hatshepsut, Egypt's only female pharaoh, engaging in an intimate act with her lover and chief architect, Senenmut. The illustration mocked their relationship, reflecting early instances of political satire. This cartoon highlights how dissent and humor have been used throughout history to challenge authority and comment on controversial relationships, even in one of the world's oldest civilizations. Number 7. During World War II, Malta endured relentless Axis bombings, yet held its ground strategically for the Allies. In recognition of its bravery, King George VI awarded Malta the George Cross in 1942. This rare civilian honor remains a part of Malta's identity, proudly displayed on the nation's flag. The award reflects Malta's vital role in the war, including serving as a base for Allied operations in the Mediterranean. Number 8. Karl Marx's great-great-great-grandson gained internet fame for an unexpected reason, a YouTube video of him performing parkour. Titled !Marx, the video humorously contrasts the legacy of one of history's most influential political theorists with the modern-day pursuit of internet stardom. This odd connection between Marx's revolutionary ideas and 21st century social media culture is a testament to how legacies evolve in surprising ways. Number 9. Former U.S. President Andrew Jackson survived the first recorded assassination attempt on a U.S. president. When an assailant's gun misfired twice at point-blank range, Jackson retaliated by beating the man with his cane. Jackson's fiery temper and quick reaction became legendary, symbolizing his toughness. Later investigations suggested that the guns may have failed due to the high humidity, adding an ironic twist to this dramatic event in American history. Number 10. In 18th century France, potatoes were considered unfit for human consumption and were primarily used to feed livestock. Pharmacist Antoine-Augustin Parmentier devised a clever plan to popularize them by cultivating potatoes in a guarded field, giving the impression they were valuable. His strategy worked. Locals began stealing and eating the forbidden crop. Parmentier's efforts transformed public perception, turning potatoes into a staple of French cuisine and securing his place in food history. Number 11. During the Cold War, the U.S. considered a bizarre psychological operation, airdropping oversized condoms labeled medium into the Soviet Union. The goal was to intimidate Soviet forces by suggesting that American men were anatomically superior, hoping to demoralize their enemies. While the idea was never implemented, it remains a humorous example of the unconventional tactics explored during a time of intense geopolitical rivalry. Number 12. Pepsi once briefly commanded the sixth largest military fleet in the world after a deal with the USSR. In exchange for Pepsi products, the Soviets offered 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer. Pepsi's president quipped they were disarming the USSR faster than the US government. The deal highlighted the economic struggles of the Soviet Union and Pepsi's unusual role in Cold War diplomacy. Number 13. In 1913, Vienna was home to 5 men who would profoundly shape the 20th century: Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Leon Trotsky, Sigmund Freud, and Josip Broz Tito. Each resided within the city at the same time, unaware of the historical impact they would have. This convergence of future political leaders and thinkers in a single city underscores the extraordinary intersections of history and fate. Number 14. The tiny umbrellas in cocktails often conceal a fun detail. If you unwrap the white paper tube on the inside, you'll find a snippet of Chinese newspaper. Originally a practical choice due to material availability, it has become a quirky tradition. These paper umbrellas add a whimsical touch to tropical drinks like piña coladas, while providing a glimpse into global trade and manufacturing practices. Number 15. Over 150 species of pterosaurs have been discovered, with the well-known pterodactyl representing just one genus. These ancient flying reptiles varied widely in size, from small species with wingspans of a few feet to giants like Quetzalcoatlus, whose wings stretched over 30 feet. Pterosaurs were the first vertebrates to achieve powered flight, and their diversity reflects the evolutionary innovation that allowed them to thrive for millions of years. Number 16. Microwave slang is surprisingly charming in different cultures. In Welsh, it's called pop-di-ping, meaning oven that goes ping, while in Japanese, the term chinsuru comes from the sound ching microwaves make. These playful terms reflect the universal human tendency to name everyday objects with sounds that evoke their functions, turning simple kitchen appliances into linguistic delights. Number 17. Irish language has poetic expressions for everyday phenomena. The word for freckles is poigini graine, meaning little kisses from the sun, while a hug is croa istich, translating to bringing hearts inward. These phrases showcase the Irish tradition of infusing beauty and sentiment into language, reflecting a deep cultural connection to nature and emotions. Such expressions preserve the rich history and warmth of the Irish people. Number 18. France's longest land border isn't in Europe but South America, sharing a boundary with Brazil through French Guiana. Spanning 730 kilometers, this border highlights the lasting legacy of European colonialism. French Guiana, an overseas territory of France, remains a part of the European Union, making this border an unusual link between continents. It's a geographical curiosity that ties France to the Amazon rainforest. Number 19. Octopus reproduction is as bizarre as the creatures themselves. Mating lasts 3 to 4 hours, during which the male's specialized arm, called a hectocotylus, transfers sperm to the female. The arm can actively remove other males' sperm before fertilizing the eggs. Post-mating, females often kill and eat the male, and they can store sperm to fertilize multiple batches of eggs. These peculiar behaviors make octopus mating a fascinating and brutal survival strategy. Number 20. Before becoming the burger giant. We know today, McDonald's originally sold hot dogs. Founded in 1940 as a drive-in restaurant, the company began with a simple menu focused on hot dogs and milkshakes. It wasn't until the 1948 redesign of their operations, emphasizing speed and efficiency, that they introduced hamburgers. This shift in focus turned McDonald's into a global fast food icon, revolutionizing the industry forever. Number 21. Until around 5 months of age, babies can simultaneously breathe and swallow, a rare ability in humans. This is due to their larynx being positioned higher in the throat, which separates the airway and food passage. As they grow, the larynx descends, making simultaneous breathing and swallowing impossible. This adaptation allows newborns to feed without interruptions, a critical survival mechanism during the early months of life. Number 22. Samsung began as a trading company in 1938, dealing in dried fish, groceries, and noodles. It wasn't until the 1960s that it transitioned into electronics, producing its first black and white TV in 1970. Today, Samsung is a global leader in technology, known for smartphones, TVs, and appliances. This transformation from a small trading business to a tech giant is a testament to Samsung's adaptability and ambition. Number 23. Montenegro and Japan were technically at war for 101 years due to a forgotten declaration during the 1904 Russo-Japanese War. Montenegro sided with Russia, but wasn't included in the subsequent peace treaty. The oversight wasn't corrected until 2006, when the two countries formally signed a peace treaty. This unusual diplomatic quirk highlights the complexities of international relations and the lingering effects of historical conflicts. Number 24. In 1967, Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt disappeared while swimming at Cheviot Beach and was presumed drowned. His mysterious vanishing led to numerous theories, including speculation of espionage or abduction by a submarine. Australians memorialized him in an unexpected way, by naming the Harold Holt Swim Center in his honor. The irony of commemorating a drowned leader with a swim center reflects Australia's quirky sense of humor. Number 25. Bees cannot fly in complete darkness because their vision and navigation rely on detecting light and landmarks. While they use the sun as a compass during the day, in dim conditions, they depend on moonlight or other light sources. Without light, their highly efficient flight muscles cannot coordinate properly. This limitation highlights how bees have evolved to thrive in daylight conditions while conserving energy during the night. Number 26. Despite advances in technology, the Rubik's Cube remains the best-selling toy of all time, with over 450 million sold since its creation in 1974. Invented by Hungarian professor Ernő Rubik as a teaching tool for spatial awareness, the cube quickly became a global phenomenon. Its enduring popularity is driven by its blend of simplicity and challenge, inspiring countless competitions and a vibrant speed-solving community worldwide. Number 27. The 1904 Olympic Marathon in St. Louis was a chaotic, bizarre race filled with mishaps. The winner, Fred Loers, rode in a car for most of the race. The second-place finisher was given rat poison instead of water as a performance enhancer. A Cuban runner in dress shoes collapsed after eating rotten apples, and 2 South Africans ran barefoot, with one chased off course by dogs. It remains one of the strangest Olympic events ever. Number 28. Every second, more than 8,000 glasses of Coca-Cola are consumed globally. This staggering statistic underscores the drink's immense popularity since its invention in 1886. Initially created as a medicinal tonic, Coca-Cola has grown into a cultural icon, available in over 200 countries. Its global reach and marketing campaigns, like the famous Santa Claus ads, have cemented its place as one of the world's most recognized brands. Number 29. Starbucks uses over 93 million gallons of milk annually, enough to fill 155 Olympic-sized swimming pools. This incredible volume reflects the global love for Starbucks milk-based drinks like lattes, cappuccinos, and frappuccinos. With over 35,000 locations worldwide, Starbucks has revolutionized coffee culture, turning it into a daily ritual for millions. The company's environmental efforts include sourcing sustainable milk and reducing dairy waste. Number 30. Children of identical twins are not just cousins, but are genetically half-siblings. Because identical twins share nearly identical DNA, their offspring inherit the same genetic makeup from their twin parent. This unique quirk in genetics creates a closer biological relationship between their children than typical cousins. It's a fascinating example of how genetics can blur traditional family definitions. Number 31. Whales and hippos share a surprising evolutionary link, making hippos their closest living relatives. Both species descended from a common ancestor that lived over 55 million years ago. Hippos and whales share unique traits like subcutaneous fat, underwater communication abilities, and glandular skin. This connection illustrates how diverse species can emerge from shared ancestry, adapting to vastly different environments, land for hippos and water for whales. Number 32. BP spent a jaw-dropping $211 million on its logo redesign in 2000, unveiling a green and yellow Helios symbol. The rebranding aimed to reflect the company's shift toward cleaner energy sources and environmental responsibility, though critics argued the design clashed with BP's oil industry roots. The enormous expense also highlighted how branding can become a company's most valuable asset, shaping public perception on a global scale. Number 33. Henry Cavendish, the 18th century scientist who discovered hydrogen, was so introverted that he designed his home to avoid human interaction. He communicated with servants only via notes and avoided guests unless they were fellow scientists. Despite his reclusive nature, Cavendish made groundbreaking contributions to chemistry and physics, many of which were only fully understood after his death. His story exemplifies how genius can thrive in unconventional ways. Number 34. A single gram of uranium contains an astonishing 20 billion calories of energy, enough to power entire cities. This immense energy density is what makes uranium a key fuel for nuclear power plants. While it's far from edible, this comparison highlights the incredible potential of nuclear energy. However, the dangers of radiation and waste management remain significant challenges to harnessing uranium's full potential safely. Number 35. Staircases in medieval castles often spiral clockwise to give defenders a tactical advantage. Right-handed swordsmen at the top could easily swing downward, while attackers climbing the stairs struggled to swing upward effectively. This architectural strategy reflects the attention to detail in medieval fortifications, where even staircases were designed to tilt the odds in favor of the castle's defenders during a siege. Number 36. Coca-Cola spends an average of $4 billion annually on marketing and branding. This investment pays off. 94% of the world's population recognizes the iconic red and white logo. Coca-Cola's advertising campaigns, from the creation of the modern Santa Claus image to slogans like "Taste the Feeling," have cemented its status as a cultural symbol. The brand's marketing strategy is a masterclass in creating global appeal and maintaining relevance for over a century. Number 37. In 1908, a global car race began in New York City, with plans to drive across the Bering Strait into Russia, assuming it froze into an ice bridge. It hadn't been frozen for 20,000 years. Organizers allowed teams to ship cars across the Pacific, and the winning team reached Paris after 169 grueling days. Challenges included non-existent roads, breakdowns, and weather, making it a triumph of determination and human ingenuity. Number 38. The Amazon logo features an arrow stretching from A to Z, symbolizing the company's mission to sell everything under the sun. This subtle yet clever design encapsulates Amazon's evolution from an online bookstore to the world's largest e-commerce platform. The logo's hidden message reflects Amazon's focus on customer satisfaction and its relentless drive to dominate virtually every retail category. Number 39. The Toblerone logo hides a bear within its depiction of the Swiss Alps, a tribute to the chocolate's origin in Bern, Switzerland, nicknamed the City of Bears. This detail showcases the brand's deep connection to its heritage and the precision of Swiss design. The bear represents strength and tradition, qualities Toblerone has maintained while becoming a global favorite for its unique triangular shape and rich chocolate flavor. Number 40. The phrase "hair of the dog" originated as a medieval remedy for rabies. It involved placing fur from a rabid dog onto the wound, believing it would cure the infection. Today, the term refers to drinking alcohol to alleviate a hangover, although the science behind this method is dubious. The evolution of this phrase highlights how historical practices and beliefs can transform into modern idioms with entirely new meanings. Number 41. Fish cannot fart below depths of 15 meters due to immense water pressure. Instead, they use a process called gaseous membrane exchange to regulate buoyancy. This unique adaptation allows them to survive and thrive in deeper waters where traditional methods of gas expulsion would be inefficient or impossible. The complexity of this mechanism demonstrates the fascinating ways marine life evolves to handle environmental challenges. Number 42. Viking leader Sigurd's rivalry with Mael Bucktooth ended in irony. After betraying Mael by bringing 80 men to their agreed 40-man duel, Sigurd claimed victory but met an unusual demise. Mael's severed head, tied to Sigurd's saddle, accidentally cut Sigurd's leg, causing a fatal infection. This tale highlights the brutal and unpredictable nature of Viking warfare, where even a victorious warrior could meet an unexpected end. Number 43. Box jellyfish, the most venomous jellyfish species, have 24 functional eyes, some of which can see images. Despite lacking a centralized brain, they coordinate their movements and behaviors with these eyes, 4 of which always face upward regardless of body position. Their unique sensory capabilities make them extraordinary predators and survivors in the marine world, combining deadly venom with an advanced visual system. Number 44. Yahoo's name stands for yet another hierarchical officious oracle, reflecting its origins as a directory-based web search engine. Founded in 1994, Yahoo played a pioneering role in the early days of the internet, becoming synonymous with web portals before being eclipsed by Google. Its acronym underscores the quirky and ambitious culture of the internet's formative years, where creativity and experimentation defined the industry. Number 45. In 1795, French cavalry performed an extraordinary feat by capturing a Dutch fleet frozen in the icy waters near Den Helder. The French hussars charged across the frozen Zuiderzee and seized 14 ships and 850 cannons, marking one of the rare instances in history where horsemen overtook a naval fleet. This unconventional victory showcases the ingenuity and daring of Napoleon's Revolutionary Army during its campaigns. Number 46. The state of Washington was named after George Washington instead of Columbia, as originally proposed, to avoid confusion with the District of Columbia. This decision reflected the growing importance of differentiating the newly established state from the nation's capital. Despite the name change, the state remains closely associated with its namesake, honoring the first president and his contributions to American independence and governance. Number 47. Pouring the perfect pint of Guinness requires precision and patience. The process takes 119.5 seconds and involves a 45-degree pour angle, followed by a resting period to let the foam settle. This ritual ensures a creamy head and balanced flavor. The meticulous pouring process has become a signature aspect of enjoying Guinness, reflecting the brand's commitment to quality and the artistry of brewing. Number 48. In medieval times, bread fraud was common as bakers mixed sawdust or other fillers into flour to stretch supplies. To prevent this, governments introduced bread stamps, marks burned into loaves that identified the baker. If fraud was detected, authorities could track the culprit. Penalties included temporary bans or exile. This system ensured accountability and preserved the integrity of bread, a staple of daily life. Number 49. Over time, dogs have developed expressive eyebrows due to artificial selection by humans. This adaptation allows them to communicate emotions more effectively, strengthening their bond with humans. Studies suggest that dogs with more expressive faces were favored in breeding, leading to this evolutionary change. These puppy dog eyes are now a hallmark of canine behavior, showcasing how humans have shaped animal traits through domestication. Number 50. Colombia's dumb homeland period earned its name due to widespread political incompetence in the mid-19th century. A series of poor decisions, corruption, and civil wars destabilized the nation, leading to economic struggles and public frustration. Despite its unflattering label, the era highlights the challenges of post-independence governance and the difficulties of building stable institutions in newly formed nations. Number 51. Nestle surprised its Japanese market with green tea-flavored Kit Kats, which became an instant hit. The flavor tapped into Japan's love for matcha, blending a traditional taste with the global candy bar. Kit Kats have since become a cultural phenomenon in Japan, with hundreds of unique flavors reflecting regional specialties. This success underscores the importance of adapting products to local tastes in global markets. Number 52. Puma and Adidas were founded by brothers Rudolf and Adolf Dassler, who originally ran a shoe company together. A personal feud led to their split in 1948, with Rudolf starting Puma and Adolf founding Adidas. Their rivalry fueled the success of both brands, which became global leaders in sportswear. This family drama is a fascinating tale of sibling competition driving innovation and market dominance. Number 53. One of the most common places to find a dead body is on the toilet. Many people instinctively go to the bathroom when feeling unwell, believing the issue to be digestive. Sudden medical events, such as heart attacks, often occur during this time. This morbid fact highlights how our instincts can sometimes lead us to unexpected places in moments of distress. Number 54. Herostratus burned down the Temple of Artemis in 356 BCE for a dark reason. He sought fame at any cost. His actions shocked the ancient world, leading authorities to ban the mention of his name. Despite this, historians recorded it, immortalizing him as an example of infamy. Herostratus' story serves as a cautionary tale about the lengths some will go to achieve notoriety. Number 55. Domino's Pizza was co-founded by brothers Tom and James Monahan, but their partnership didn't last. Just 8 months in, James traded his share of the business for a used Volkswagen Beetle. Tom continued to grow the company, turning it into one of the world's largest pizza chains. The story is a striking example of how early decisions can lead to unexpected outcomes in business success. Number 56. Herculaneum, destroyed by Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE, is better preserved than Pompeii due to its unique burial under pyroclastic flows. The intense heat instantly vaporized liquids, causing brain matter to crystallize and bones to fuse with metal objects. Unlike Pompeii, which was covered in ash, Herculaneum offers a macabre yet detailed glimpse into ancient life. Excavation is challenging due to modern development, leaving much of the site unexplored. Number 57. At one point in history, the Catholic Church had not just a pope and an anti-pope, but also a counter-anti-pope. This triple schism occurred during the Western Schism, 1378 to 1417, when rival factions elected competing popes. The political and religious chaos underscored the complex power struggles within the Church, which ultimately led to reforms and the eventual reunification of Christendom under a single pope. Number 58. The first British bomb dropped on Berlin during World War II caused no human casualties, but did kill an elephant in the city's zoo. The incident, though minor in comparison to later bombings, marked the beginning of a fierce and devastating air campaign. It remains a poignant reminder of how war affects all living beings, from humans to animals. Number 59. Facebook's blue color scheme was chosen because Mark Zuckerberg, the company's founder, is red-green colorblind. Blue, a color he can see vividly, became the platform's primary color. This choice inadvertently contributed to its iconic and calming visual identity. The decision reflects how personal quirks can influence major design choices, with Facebook's interface now recognized by billions worldwide. Number 60. Candy Crush, one of the most downloaded games in history, generates over $633,000 in daily revenue. Its addictive gameplay and free-to-play model, combined with in-app purchases for boosters and lives, have made it a mobile gaming phenomenon. Candy Crush's success has reshaped the gaming industry, proving that simple concepts can achieve massive financial and cultural impact, drawing millions of players across demographics. Number 61. During their spawning run, salmon redirect all their energy towards swimming upstream to mate, shutting down unnecessary systems like their immune response. This leaves them vulnerable to infections, leading to visible decay before death. Their dramatic journey upstream is a marvel of nature, driven by instinct, and plays a vital role in sustaining ecosystems, as their bodies provide nutrients to the environment post-spawning. Number 62. Google was originally called Backrub, a name derived from its early function of analyzing backlinks on websites to determine relevance. In 1997, founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin renamed it Google, a play on the word Google, representing the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. The change symbolized their mission to organize vast amounts of information and has since become synonymous with internet search worldwide. Number 63. The Battle of Bull Run during the American Civil War was nicknamed the Picnic Battle because Washington civilians brought picnics to watch it. They expected a quick Union victory, but fled in panic when the Confederates overwhelmed Union forces. Civilians' presence caused chaos, trampling soldiers and hampering the retreat. The incident underscored the naivete about war's realities in the early days of the conflict. Number 64. The phrase piss poor originates from medieval tanners buying urine to process leather. Poor families collected their urine to sell, providing much-needed income. Those who couldn't afford even this meager business were considered piss poor. This peculiar phrase highlights the harsh economic realities of medieval life and how even the most basic bodily function could have value in the right circumstances. Number 65. France used both the lobotomy and guillotine well into the 1980s. Lobotomies were largely abandoned elsewhere due to ethical concerns, while the guillotine's use persisted as the official method of execution. France abolished the death penalty in 1981, ending the guillotine's long reign. These parallel timelines highlight how different aspects of medicine and justice evolved in surprising and contrasting ways. Number 66. In 20 AD, Claudius Drusus, the son of Roman Emperor Tiberius, died tragically while attempting to catch a pear in his mouth. The pear lodged in his throat, causing asphyxiation. In a bizarre twist, the pear tree was symbolically put on trial, found guilty of murder, and destroyed. This peculiar story reflects Roman beliefs in symbolism and justice. Even inanimate objects could be blamed for accidents. Number 67. Pepsi's name comes from pepsin, an enzyme that aids digestion. Its inventor, Caleb Bradham, marketed it as a health tonic that could ease digestive issues. Though its health claims faded, Pepsi became a global icon of soft drinks, rivaling Coca-Cola. The brand's name serves as a reminder of its medicinal origins, which were common among early carbonated beverages. Number 68. While Apple uses Retina scan technology in its devices, the hardware is manufactured by Samsung. This collaboration reflects the complex relationships between tech giants, where competition coexists with supply chain dependencies. Despite being rivals in the smartphone market, Apple and Samsung's partnership showcases how innovation often requires collaboration behind the scenes. Number 69. During a Roman siege of Themyscira, a city of the Amazons, defenders released bears into tunnels dug by the attackers. This unorthodox tactic disrupted Roman plans and added to the lore surrounding Themyscira, a real ancient city with ties to the Amazonian myths. The incident illustrates the ingenuity and unpredictability of ancient warfare, where defenders often use nature to their advantage. Number 70. Meteorologists define drizzle as rain with droplet sizes smaller than 0.5 millimeters, but a practical method to distinguish drizzle from rain is observing the splash. If droplets create splashes on surfaces like shoes, it's rain. If not, it's drizzle. This simple yet effective method is widely used in weather observations, bridging scientific precision with everyday practicality. Number 71. Lego's name is derived from the Danish phrase leg godt, meaning play well. Coincidentally, in Latin, it translates to I assemble or I put together. The name reflects Lego's core mission to inspire creativity and play. Since its founding in 1932, Lego has grown into a global toy powerhouse, sparking imagination with its interlocking bricks and evolving into films, games, and theme parks. Number 72. The name Volkswagen translates to people's car in German, reflecting its original mission to create affordable vehicles for ordinary citizens. Commissioned by Adolf Hitler and designed by Ferdinand Porsche, the iconic Beetle became one of the most successful cars in history. Volkswagen's evolution into a leading global automaker demonstrates how it transcended its controversial origins to become a symbol of reliability and innovation. Number 73. Riley Reid's Chinese back tattoo, intended to say, "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade," contains a mistranslation. It instead reads, "Life brings you when lemons make lemonade." The error highlights the challenges of translating idiomatic phrases across languages, where literal translations often lose the intended meaning. The tattoo has become a humorous talking point, showcasing the risks of permanent linguistic mistakes. Number 74. Absolute Vodka's signature ingredient is 2 pounds of winter wheat per bottle, chosen for its high starch content and resilience. Unlike many crops, winter wheat grows without needing pesticides or fertilizers, aligning with the brand's commitment to quality and sustainability. Absolute Vodka's meticulous production process and emphasis on natural ingredients have helped it become one of the most recognizable premium vodka brands worldwide. Number 75. Horsepower was defined in the 18th century by engineer James Watt as the work done by a horse lifting 33,000 pounds 1 foot in a minute. This measurement, designed to compare engine power to draft horses, became a standard unit for engines, symbolizing the transition from animal labor to mechanized power. It remains a legacy of the Industrial Revolution, bridging the gap between traditional and modern energy systems. Number 76. An interrobang is a punctuation mark combining a question mark and an exclamation point, used to express excitement, disbelief, or rhetorical questions. Though rarely used formally, it gained popularity in the 1960s as a symbol of playful expression. The interrobang reflects the evolution of written language, where new symbols emerge to convey tone and emotion, especially in the digital age of casual communication. Number 77. Carlsberg beer used the swastika symbol in its logo until 1940, showcasing its connection to ancient cultural and religious heritage. The symbol, originally associated with prosperity and good fortune in many cultures, was later abandoned due to its association with the Nazi regime. Carlsberg's decision reflects how historical symbols can gain new, unintended meanings based on political and social context. Number 78. Liberia's 1927 election holds the Guinness World Record for the most fraudulent election in history. Although there were fewer than 15,000 registered voters, Charles King won with 243,000 votes, defeating his opponent by an impossible margin. The event highlights the extreme corruption in Liberian politics during the early 20th century, earning it infamy as a cautionary tale of electoral manipulation. Number 79. The average adult spends more time on the toilet than exercising, roughly 3 hours per week compared to the recommended 2.5 hours of physical activity. This statistic underscores modern sedentary lifestyles and how everyday routines can overshadow healthy habits. It's a humorous yet eye-opening reminder of the importance of prioritizing fitness and movement in daily life. Number 80. In 2011, Microsoft acquired Skype for $8.5 billion, aiming to integrate its video calling technology into its software ecosystem. The purchase marked a significant step in Microsoft's transition toward cloud-based services, enabling features like Teams and Office 365 collaboration tools. Skype's acquisition reflects how tech companies evolve by acquiring established platforms to meet changing consumer demands in communication and productivity. Number 81. Space exploration has brought us close-up images of every major planet, as well as dwarf planets like Pluto and Ceres. NASA's Voyager missions, launched over 40 years ago, provided groundbreaking data about Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, exploiting a rare planetary alignment. Now in interstellar space, these spacecraft continue to send data, highlighting humanity's enduring curiosity and the incredible durability of our technology. Number 82. Amazon was initially called Cadabra, a nod to the phrase abracadabra, but founder Jeff Bezos changed the name to avoid pronunciation confusion. Amazon was chosen to symbolize vastness and variety, akin to the massive South American river. The name change reflects the company's ambitious vision of becoming the largest online retailer, which it successfully achieved through relentless innovation and expansion. Number 83. With over 25 billion chickens on the planet, they outnumber humans by more than 3 to 1, making them the most populous domesticated animal. Chickens are vital to agriculture, providing a major source of protein through meat and eggs. Their dominance highlights humanity's reliance on them for food, as well as the rapid advancements in farming and breeding practices that have boosted their numbers globally. Number 84. The Mercedes brand is named after Mercedes Jelinek, the daughter of Emil Jelinek. Welcome to the latest addition to our channel. A businessman who heavily promoted Daimler cars facts that will blow in the early 1900s. Let's go. Her name became synonymous with the luxurious, high-performance vehicles produced by the company. The choice reflects the personal connections and marketing strategies that shaped the automotive industry, creating a brand recognized for elegance and innovation worldwide. Number 85. Adobe's name comes from Adobe Creek, a river near the home of co-founder John Warnock in California. The company's choice of name symbolizes its roots in creativity and design. Since its founding, Adobe has revolutionized digital media with software like Photoshop and Acrobat, turning a simple geographical reference into a global brand associated with innovation in creative industries. Number 86. During World War II, Princess Juliana of the Netherlands fled to Canada, where she gave birth to Princess Margriet in Ottawa. To ensure the child's Dutch nationality, the hospital's maternity ward was declared international territory. This act of diplomacy strengthened Canada-Netherlands ties, and as thanks, the Dutch sent tulips annually, inspiring Ottawa's famous Tulip Festival, a lasting symbol of friendship born during a time of war. Number 87. The gunk that collects in the corners of your eyes is the same material as nasal mucus, commonly known as snot. Composed of dried tears, oil, and debris, this substance forms as part of your body's natural cleaning process. While it might seem gross, it's a harmless and essential way your body protects and maintains your eye's health and clarity. Number 88. The term font is often misused when referring to typefaces. Historically, a font was the physical collection of letters in a specific style and size, stored in drawers or cases for printing. A typeface, on the other hand, refers to the design of the letters themselves. The distinction remains relevant today in digital typography, where font often refers to a file containing the typeface. Number 89. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is the largest storm in our solar system, observed since the 1600s. This massive anticyclonic storm, twice the size of Earth, has raged for centuries. Recent studies by NASA's Juno spacecraft revealed that it extends hundreds of miles into the planet's atmosphere. Intriguingly, the storm is shrinking, puzzling scientists and sparking theories about changes in Jupiter's atmospheric dynamics. Number 90. Ancient Romans had a mischievous prank involving sandals. They'd place sandals on the hands of sleeping people and tickle their faces. When startled, the victims would slap themselves, creating a humorous spectacle. This playful tradition shows that even in antiquity, people enjoyed lighthearted mischief, and it serves as a reminder of the enduring universality of humor. Number 91. About 1% of women possess a genetic condition called tetrachromacy, allowing them to see an extra color, often described as an enhanced violet. This rare ability comes from an extra cone cell in the retina, which detects additional wavelengths of light. Often discovered while viewing subtle color variations in nature, tetrachromacy is a fascinating reminder of the variability in human perception. Number 92. A Chinese emperor once escaped an assassin by running in circles around a pillar for 2 hours. Eventually, the assassin grew tired and left without completing the act. Remarkably, the emperor didn't press charges, perhaps out of gratitude for the humorous outcome. This bizarre story underscores how chance and persistence can sometimes turn deadly situations into comical anecdotes. Number 93. The word for the day after tomorrow is overmorrow, a term that has largely fallen out of common usage. This English word dates back to Middle English, but was eventually replaced by simpler phrases. Though rarely used today, overmorrow remains a charming linguistic relic, a reminder of the evolution of language and the nuances of time-related vocabulary. Number 94. Studies of T-Rex vocal anatomy reveal it couldn't roar like in movies. Instead, it likely produced deep, resonant growls, or low-frequency sounds akin to modern crocodilians. These sounds would have traveled long distances, adding to its predatory advantage. This discovery reshapes our understanding of dinosaur behavior, and challenges popular portrayals of T-Rex in popular culture. Number 95. Velociraptors couldn't walk with their palms facing downward as often depicted in movies. Their wrist anatomy forced their palms to face inward, similar to how birds hold their wings. This posture aligns with the evolutionary link between dinosaurs and birds, demonstrating how scientific discoveries continually refine our understanding of extinct species and their behaviors. Number 96. During the Battle of Midway in World War II, Japan mistakenly believed they had sunk multiple American carriers, but they had only damaged the USS Yorktown. This miscalculation gave the U.S. a strategic edge, leading to a decisive victory. The battle marked a turning point in the Pacific theater, showcasing the importance of intelligence and adaptability in warfare. Number 97. Recent fossil discoveries show Spinosaurus had a tadpole-like tail, unlike the standard lizard-like tail seen in earlier depictions. This tail design indicates it was more aquatic than previously thought, spending much of its time in water. These findings highlight the diversity of dinosaur adaptations and the importance of continually reassessing evidence to better understand prehistoric life. Number 98. Canada and Denmark have a playful territorial dispute over Hans Island, a small rock between Greenland and Canada. When Danish officials visit, they leave schnapps and a Danish flag. Canadian officials respond by leaving whiskey and a sign reading, "Welcome to Canada." This friendly exchange, dubbed the Whiskey War, symbolizes diplomacy at its lighthearted best. Number 99. Dinosaurs existed for over 165 million years, meaning they were around longer than they've been extinct. Astonishingly, some dinosaurs likely encountered fossils of their ancestors, a mind-bending thought that emphasizes the vast scale of geological time. This longevity highlights the success of dinosaurs as a group and their dominance in Earth's history before their extinction, 66 million years ago. Number 100. Before becoming president, Ronald Reagan was a lifeguard and saved 77 people from drowning during his summers on the job. This remarkable achievement reflects his leadership and composure in stressful situations, qualities he later brought to his political career. His lifeguard experience also adds a relatable and heroic dimension to his legacy. Number 101. U.S. sailors sunk a Japanese submarine during World War II using potatoes. Mistaking the potatoes for grenades, the sub's crew panicked and surfaced, surrendering to the Americans. This quirky event highlights the unpredictable and creative tactics often employed in warfare, showcasing the resourcefulness of sailors under pressure. Number 102. Tommy Fitzpatrick became a legend in 1956 when he stole a plane and landed it perfectly on a Manhattan street to win a bar bet. 2 years later, he repeated the feat when someone doubted his story. Amazingly, his first punishment was a $100 fine, and his second landed him just 6 months in jail. His daring acts remain one of aviation's most amusing tales. Number 103. Emperor Caligula of Rome declared war on Neptune, the god of the sea. He ordered his soldiers to attack the ocean by throwing spears and collecting seashells as trophies. This bizarre display of power is a testament to Caligula's erratic behavior and the peculiar ways he sought to assert his authority over both man and nature. Number 104. Scientists grew chicken embryos with dinosaur-like snouts by altering gene expression. These embryos had rounded snouts and teeth, resembling ancient ancestors of birds. This research sheds light on evolution, demonstrating how minor genetic changes can reveal traits from long-extinct species, linking modern birds to their prehistoric relatives. Number 105. Dr. James Barry, a 19th-century British Army surgeon, performed the first successful cesarean section where both mother and baby survived. After Barry's death, it was discovered that the surgeon had been born female and lived as a man to pursue a medical career. Barry's life challenges perceptions of gender and highlights a trailblazing contribution to medicine. Number 106. T-Rex skeletons often show evidence of severe injuries, including healed fractures and puncture wounds, suggesting they were tough survivors. One famous specimen, named Stan, had a hole in its skull that healed over, indicating it lived for years after a severe attack. These injuries, many caused by other T-Rex bites, reveal a violent life of battles, showcasing their resilience and dominance as apex predators. Number 107. The Byzantine Empire, the last remnant of the Roman Empire, fell in 1453, just 40 years before Columbus set sail for the Americas. Its fall marked the end of an era, but coincided with the dawn of the Age of Exploration. The Byzantines existed alongside the Macedonian Empire and saw the rise of the Aztecs and Incas, symbolizing their extraordinary longevity and historical overlap. Number 108. Many T-Rex skulls show bite marks from other T-Rexes, with some even puncturing bone. These scars suggest that face biting was a regular behavior, possibly during fights over territory or mates. The presence of healed wounds indicates these encounters were often non-fatal. This behavior adds to our understanding of their complex social dynamics, where combat played a significant role in their lives. Number 109. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramids were built around 2560 BCE, while Cleopatra ruled Egypt in the 1st century BCE. This startling timeline highlights the vastness of Egyptian history, where Cleopatra represents the civilization's twilight rather than its golden age. Number 110. After Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto is reported to have said, "I fear all we have done is to awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve." This prophetic statement captured the fear that the attack would galvanize the United States into action, which it did, marking a turning point in World War II as America mobilized its vast industrial and military resources.